I bid to all of you and Madam Nurul. So today we are going to discuss on the most important purpose of today's education. So as participant A, I would like to start off. So I'm Harish Yogendran, and based on my point of view, I really think that the most important purpose of education today is for people to generate high income. So the relationship between education and income is strong. Uh, this is because education is often referred as an investment in human capital. People invest in human capital for similar reasons people invest in financial assets too, which is to make money. So in general, those with more education earn higher incomes. Like the relationship that goes, the higher the education level, the higher the income. But education doesn't just stop having certificates of a bachelor's degree or master's degree or doctorate. But it's true, a doctorate tends to earn more than a person who has a master's degree, and a person who has a master's degree tends to earn more than a person who has bachelor's degree. But education doesn't just stop there. Education is more than that. Education is something that has got to do with knowledge someone can acquire and the experience one has. So let's take for an example a manager and his worker under him in a company. Let's say the worker is a guy who has a master's degree and is a fresh guy, whereas the manager is a guy who has 10 years of experience, but he just has a bachelor's degree. So you see, in this situation, the certificate doesn't play a major role here, but the experience plays a major role. The person who has more experience, that of course has more knowledge in how to handle the problem, how to fix a machine in that particular field of requirements. So you see, in this case, a person with more knowledge, a person with more experience is the person who is known to be more educated. People educate themselves with knowledge and educate themselves with experience. So they educate themselves, they tend to learn more things, they do research by themselves to increase their knowledge, to gain more experience. But so in today's world where people are so materialistic, people want to have all the luxurious things, they want to have nice clothes, want to have nice food, they want to have vacations to beautiful places, to expensive hotels. They want to stay in expensive hotels. They want to own nice and luxurious houses. Uh, they want to own nice vehicles, luxurious cars, sports cars, big motorbikes, and all this stuff. So a person who is educated, who can generate high income, is the person who can obtain all of this. So you see, nowadays people they give importance to education. Even parents nowadays, they whenever they ask their children to study, they say that do study this, study that, study hard, so that you can go far in life. You can be in a place, you can be in a job that gives you high earnings. So this is how parents nowadays motivate their children. So once you have higher earnings, you can live a comfortable life. You can get this, you can get that, you can get whatever you want. So based on my point of view and the explanation that I've given, for me, I really think that most important purpose of this education is for someone to generate a high income. So that's all from me. Any questions?
Okay, Harish, I have a question. Excuse me, but I'm not willing to interrupt your ideas, but I disagree with yours, which is how about a drug dealer? You mentioned about an educated person get a high job, a good job, and get good work and get rich, right? How about a drug dealer? They don't have education. They are even are not educated at all, and then but then they're still get rich. How about that? Thank you.
Uh, yeah, I would say, but how sure are you that drug dealers are not educated? Maybe when they are involved, when at the starting stage, at the beginning stage, when they are involving themselves in such criminal things, they are not educated. But you see, to be a talented drug dealer, you have to be educated as well. You have to have a lot of knowledge about all those drugs and all those things. So, as I said before, it doesn't just depend on certificates, it depends on knowledge and experience. So, if relating to a drug dealer, let's say to become a powerful drug dealer, to become someone a drug dealer that cannot be caught easily, you really have to be knowledgeable in in setting up strategies to escape or what so on. So here, experience and knowledge also plays a role, although it's in the negative shade of light. You see, but still, they are rich. They generate income because they have the knowledge. They can escape and they can save themselves, and they are smart enough, outsmart others, sell their things, sell their products. I hope it answers your question.
Yes. Thank you, Harish. Okay. So next, I'm going to talk about how education produce a good characteristic in a person. So first of all, the main purpose of education is to help students gain the knowledge and skills so that they will be able to function in society. So basically, we are as we learn, so we can call us as a students, right? So students need to be provided with the necessary skills so that they can learn to become productive citizens. There are many advantages that are associated with receiving an education. So we will be able to contribute to our communities and help make it a better place to live. Education basically helps shape society because it helps students learn to become more sociable and helps them develop relationship with with their peers. Students will be more qualified for their different job positions if they have a good solid education. Education is also vital to each student's life. Therefore, by working hard to provide the best instruction possible will help train us to become future leader and will lead to a better life. Other than that, education is essential to every life as well as their future. We can have a prosperous life by receiving a good quality education. We need to learn from books along with other various materials such as our parents, our friends, our teachers, just as I did. Okay. That is all for me. Do you have any question?
I have a question.
Yes, Mahazik. Proceed.
You said that with proper education, we can get a good character, right?
Yes.
So, but I partially agree with that. Um, for us students, for example, the higher grade students or the first class students who get the high marks always tease the last class or tease the guy who had the lowest mark or the guy who didn't uh, excel in their studies. So could you please explain to me what is the real good character uh, it's instead of having high education or a
Yes.
proper education.
Yes. Thank you, Amazi. Okay, basically, you mean that not all educated person have a good manner, right? So basically, education have variety of education. One of them are, for example, education for a doctor. You have to learn about anatomy, and for an engineer, you have to learn about physics, physics and mathematics. About what are you talking about just now? About the manner, right? So the education for knowledge is value. Maybe the highly educated person that you talk about, they may have a good grades in science stream, right? But they have low grades in manner, in value, in moral. So that means they are not educated enough. They are educated in science stream but not educated in moral. So basically, education is not just about science and not just about your grades in school. It is about how you apply it in your daily life, how you manage to survive in life. That is the real means of education. Do I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Amazik. So in conclusion, education is very essential for us. It helps us to survive in this world. It helps us to manage our life, manage our time, and everything. So education is very, very important for us to build our own characteristic. So that is all for me. Thank you.
So next, I will continue. So my point is that when you get a proper education, it would help to develop, it contribute to help to develop a country. So basically, an education give the know actually it give the knowledge and skills that someone need to face daily life challenges and take advantages of the economic and lifelong learning opportunities. So it is also a key driver for reducing poverty, to get a higher economic growth, and then to get a social development. So, for example, if you want to be an architect, you must go to the architecture class. You must learn how to build something, how to design something. When you want to be a lawyer, you must learn how to speak fluently, how to react to someone question or someone blame on you. So basically, education really plays an important role for a country to develop in better way. Like a prime minister, we must have a prime minister with an education, in learning, leading leading country, education in politics, education in financial of the country. So uh, we have a trust in someone if they have education, they have high education. So do you have any question with me?
I have a question for you, Amazi. The question is sound like this. Nowadays, people with education does not guarantee with a job. Or what I want to say is they are unemployed even they have graduated. Even they have education, they have bachelor degree, master, but they still unemployed. So because of this, people start to think and change their perspective that even they go to university, they got education, but they still don't have job. So they can guarantee their future. So that's why we can see that many people try to open their own business, but they fail. So how can you explain it? Why people, even they are educated, but they still unemployed and don't get a job?
All right, thank you for your question. I like it. So you said that even someone with higher education also didn't get a job, right? So I give you a simple example. If you are a boss and you have a two-person with the same qualification, but you must choose one. Someone the A guy have a soft skill in IT. Yeah, he managed to studies IT, and the B guy didn't have any soft skill. So what do you prefer A guys A or guys B? You prefer A or B? Haziq?
I will choose the with the soft skill one.
Yes. So you will choose the guy who had more advantages. So it is linked with your question. In nowadays, people want someone who has more. Even they have PhD master, but they don't have a skills, right? Talking skills, social skills, um, group discussion skills. So they still have a lack of education. So they must learn more and have a good more knowledge about that. So even though you are called by a PhD students or grad students, you still have to study. You still have to educate yourself with more knowledge time by time. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay.
So to sum up, I really strongly agree that with proper education, it will help to develop country in a better way. Thank you.
Okay, so let me continue to the last point of our discussion is about education can unite people in the country. Okay, so I want to simply what I want to say that uh, I want to refer the word education. So word education means knowledge. So knowledge is not just one or two, three. We can count it. It's so many knowledge in this world. It's unlimited. So how we can relate different knowledge with unite the people in the country is uh, we human can expect one kind of knowledge. We can refer to like we know all the engineering things, we know all the medical things. We can because we only humans. We don't have that brain that have so many terabyte to store all that information. Okay, so that's why we people need each other to develop the country. So what they need is they need to unite and do and make a teamwork to develop countries together. Okay, so basically I want to put like uh, example. Okay, so we want to build a house. Okay, so we want to build a house. We can let one people only to do it. We need more. We need workers. We need contractor. We need architect. We need uh, so many things. Okay, so okay, imagine one people one they know how to make the wall. Another one they know how to make a door. So all these like symbolize to the different knowledge. So they need to work together to make the house. Okay. So for my next point is uh, education can unite people because education can make a person personality better. Because as we can see, people with education, they know what is good and bad. so they tend to have a good behavior than people that have lower education. Okay, so that's all of my point. You have any
So
question?
uh, I have a que- I have a question. Uh,
Okay.
so um, the students who are in um, the classes at the front, right? So they are divided according to their exam results, which means who is smarter is in the classes in front and who are less smart are in the classes at the back. So so they are divided like this, and the students who are in the classes in front often discriminate the students who are at the classes at the back. They don't see everyone equally. They like there's a gap between the students. So what's your view on
Okay. So let me answer your question. Okay, so you say that people with high education tend to discriminate people with low education. Okay, so I think this question is the same like Ahmad Haziq asked Khairul about the people with education have a good characteristic. But I want to explain it in a bigger scope. Okay, so I want to simply put that even the people have high education, but they still have a bad personality, is because they still lack in education. Okay, so why I say that, like I mentioned before, education is a knowledge, and knowledge is unlimited. So there is no level of the education. We can value people like, okay, that person is level 99 education. That person is 80, level 80 of education. We can measure that. So because of that, I say that um, education or knowledge is unlimited. So that's why there comes the word nobody's perfect. Okay, so nobody's perfect. We can measure people. So what I want to say is, people, even though they are educated, they are only educated in academic, but they are not educated in their moral value and behavior. So those two, we need to balance it. We need to excel in our academic and also in our behavior. So I would like to mention what I said before. Knowledge or education is unlimited. So where is it unlimited, there is what I say is there is more space to learn, to, to develop our knowledge and increase our education. Okay, so like I said before, we can measure people, but we can know that person is educated and uneducated. Okay, both in academic and behavior. So I hope it will answer your question, Harish.
it? Thank you.
Okay. So I simply put it, education plays the main role in our community because it can unite people, not even in the country, but anywhere. Because without education, people don't have knowledge to survive. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Haziq. Thank you, Haziq. Thank you, Amma and Harish, for a very, very full idea, a very good idea that you share with me and us with us. So basically, education is very important for us to survive in this world. So just like you said, education helps in develop a country and helps in produce a good character in a person and find a good job and become a rich person, and finally it unites people in this world, right? So basically, so in conclusion, education is very essential for us to gain to survive in this world and to manage our own life, our family, and helps people who are needed, who are in need, and to helps everyone. I think that is all from us. Hope you guys uh, can benefit what we share tonight and use it for your own future. Thank you for present here tonight. Hope to see,
Thank
hope to
you.
see you guys next time.
All right. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. Bye.
Bye guys.
Bye.